How are we doing this great day? Peace Baptist Church and Facebook. Today I want to talk to you for just a minute about too free to be free. God has given us freedom that is unfathomable. He has done so much for us to free us from the laws of sin and death. He even gave his son as a sacrifice for this very purpose. But I want you to be sure, very sure of this, that God does not want us to use our freedom to cause others to stumble and fall. You know, in Corinthians 8 and 1 Corinthians chapters 8 and verses 9 and 10, it says that. It says, because you're free, don't allow your freedom to get others who may not fully understand to be caught in bondage. You know, in Matthew's, it says, don't test God. You know, we know that God has done so much for us that oftentimes what we do is we say, well, God's got us. And he does, but he doesn't want you to test him, to put him on trial because you know he's got you. You're not to put yourself in harm's way to see what God will do about it. It's very simple. God has given us this freedom, and he doesn't want us to use an occasion to go back to the very things that got us caught up in the first place. You know, all that we are and all that we do is because we're his children and we're in him. You know, in Acts 17, it says that it's all in him and that we're his children. And in Psalms 121 verses 1 through 7, it talks about how he's given us these freedoms. He's set us up for the very best. And it is him that protects these freedoms. And the way that we can go along with him and protecting our freedom is to obey the simple rules of thumb that are given to us by the laws of the land. You know, God says that above all things, he desires that we prosper and be in good health. There are simple things that science and that the doctors have told us to do in order to stay safe. But we have decided that we're so free that we can do what we want to do. Well, God doesn't want us to use these freedoms to put others in jeopardy. Sure, God does provide for us. God does take care of us. But he also gave us a mind. He gave us this mind to know things to do and not to do, to get ourselves in a situation that we can't get ourselves out of. So therefore, to follow God's logic, we're to use the mind that he gave us to understand not to put our own selves as well as others in jeopardy. He loves us so much. He called us to freedom in Galatians chapter 5 and 13. Everything that he does is so that we can do the things that will glorify him and edify his people. But yet we have decided that we can do whatever we want to do. Well, all things are permissible, but all things are not expedient. We don't want to do things that will put ourselves and others in jeopardy. Don't be too free to be free. God bless you. Praise him. That's that Jesus.